It's a crispy morning, but at least the sun is coming out. Alrighty, let's go make some knives. You ready for the day? So here's a funny trucking story. It was, during spring break when all the kids go to Florida and hang out at the beaches. My wife was on the Florida Turnpike. She was driving. I was in the sleeper. And I was sound asleep, and all of a sudden I hear my wife just bust out laughing uncontrollably. And what had happened was this carload of girls come up beside this trucker, assuming it was a man, and they all raised their shirts and flashed my wife. And then they realized it was a woman truck driver, and then they were embarrassed. That is funny when you think about it. The embarrassing part of flashing your private parts was when you realized it was a woman you were flashing to. Yeah, woke me up, and I woke up because of her laughing, and she laughed all the way down that turnpike at the look on those girls' face when they looked up with their boobs out and then saw it was a woman truck driver. That had to have been the looks on their faces had to have been precious. Okay, that's just one funny story. Going to the house, working on knives, drinking coffee. Let's go. Well, this is Justin's satin finish dinner skinner. I didn't leave my heater on overnight, and it got a little cold in here. So this epoxy is not quite dry enough for me to work real hard. So basically all I'm going to do today is clean up the sides, grind this down to the steel, sand it down to the steel, and tomorrow I'll come back out and shape this. So let me get that done, and then I'm going to start making sheaths. I decided to go ahead and let me turn this light on. There we go. I decided to go ahead and shape it, and once I got it shaped on the billet grinder, I said, yeah, I just got to go sand it. So I am up to 500 right now. This is Justin's satin finished Bacote wood with brass pins. You know, I kind of like the brass, solid brass on these smaller dinner skinners. The mosaic pins, they're so small, it just, it doesn't do anything extra for it. Okay, I'm going to sand it 600 next, and then 800 and 1,000, and then I'm going to put it on the buffer. And these brass pins, they will just pop right out. They'll be so shiny and pretty. And this is an oily wood. I really like this wood. It's going to buff up real nice. All right, another probably 30, 45 minutes of sanding, and put it on a buffer. I was going to make sheaths for the rest of the day, but I'm going to finish this up, and tomorrow morning I'm coming out here bright and early. I'm going to turn the heat on in my leather shop overnight, get all my chemicals and everything warmed up, and tomorrow I'm going to start. I'm going to see if I can make 5 sheaths in a day. I've made 3 in a day before. So these are smaller sheaths, and now that I have my pattern exactly the way I like it, and it's made out of wood, I'm going to get a big piece of leather out and cut all 5 of them out, and go to making. I'll show you this when it's all buffed up before I put it in the Tupperware there. See you in a bit. Well, that come out real nice. That's just, I sanded it to 1500 and then I hit it with a buffer. That is Bacote with a B. B-O-C-O-T-E. That's some pretty wood right there. And I got, not a bunch of it, but I have a source where I can buy all that I want. I just have to cut it into knife scales myself, which is not a problem. You want to hear a little update on my post office thing? I have 16 pieces of wood that I sent out to have stabilized. And they stabilized them and shipped them back to me, sent me a tracking number, and I was supposed to have had them last Friday. And then I get an update from the post office saying they would now be delivered Saturday due to a delay. They didn't say what the delay was. And then I didn't get them Saturday, and Monday they didn't show up. And today's Tuesday, they didn't show up. And the tracking ends in Little Rock, Arkansas. So Little Rock is about 4 hours from me. I have no idea why it would take 4 days to get from Little Rock to here. And it was from Wisconsin to Little Rock in 2 days. I should have had these the third day. And there's no more tracking information. And there's no one to call to see where the hell. And I may never see them. Just like the boxes that I ordered 100 of each. And then they notified me when they were shipped, 100 of each, 2 different kinds. And when it showed up, I got 100 of one kind and 50 of another. No, I'm sorry, not 100 each, 50 each. Because they're 25 per package. And they sent 4 packages of 25 each. And what showed up was 2 packages of one size and 1 package of another. Yep, there's the post office. Anyway, I'm going to go make a knife pattern. My Nesmuk knife, I haven't made a lot of them recently. I haven't. But I have the pattern, and I finally I like the pattern, so I'm going to come put it on the wood that I put all my other knives on, which is that wood right there. And that's all I'm going to do here for today. And you know what? I'm going to do a tools I wish I hadn't bought video. And tools that I'm glad that I bought. That's just going to be a separate video. Because there's some things that I've bought that have really enhanced my knife making operation. And some tools that I bought that I thought were going to work and they did not. They, didn't help me a bit. And I'll do a video on that. All right, I'll be back tomorrow with, tomorrow is 5 sheets. Let me show you the, okay, I showed you that. This is Jeff's, and that is just buffed on the buffer. Sanded to 1500 and buffed on the buffer. Okay, that's all for today. See you tomorrow. My wife had cake for breakfast. She said it's okay to have cake for breakfast because why?
Oh, it fell into the egg road.
Because it has eggs.
And bread.
And bread.